spot to be in. But if anyone can hold on, it will be RCB. But with a shift like that, Enigma Galaxy's day just got a whole lot better.
Goodness me, what a gift to the southeast side. Everybody on the northwest in danger now, needs to move fast. Falcons trying to get away from D+ Kia, but Osal is on the hunt. Fortunately, runs out of ammo. Icy steps into the backseat of the buggy, and that is a bit of a misstep there for him. Will fall down, goes up in smoke. Now it's just top there in location for the Falcons on the northwest side.
RCB's in. They've managed to get their way through. Influence Rage had nothing to say about it. And somehow RCB is barreling it towards the center of the circle here. And somehow RCB is barreling it towards the center of the circle here in Shelter. No one's stopping them. Everyone's way too focused on everything around them. Enigma Galaxy and RCB co-lecturer masterclass in a rotate.
These are the moneymaker movements right now for the two teams at the top of the tables as Enigma Galaxy look to sweep through. But Na'Vi are now here behind them to try and make their day a little bit more difficult, make them work for their paycheck. TJB trying to get on through as well, slam straight into that RCB position. Voindonki are here to play as well. RCB have taken a knock. TJB is starting to tumble down as well, but Zeta clocks one up to Narvalo, sends him tumbling, needing to pick up that res. Enigma Galaxy want this top of the hill, but Na'Vi still putting pressure on. Not to worry, Redox is here.
Redox forced off though. A hovercraft in the way. 4MV taken down. TJB off in the distance. Redox down as that front line. Enigma Galaxy suffering to the hands of Na'Vi. They start to push up, claiming ground, looking to chop down the tree that is Enigma Galaxy. Firmly planted their route over towards Lumberyard.
A Na'Vi approach on the southeast side, and two players for Enigma Galaxy now split. Snowix and Narvalo, very different locations right now. Snowix really looking to regroup here. You can see him sending back over towards his teammate on the east side. We'll play on the hills to the south of Prison, to the north of Lumberyard. And on the east edge, Alpha 7 are going to look to flow down towards that south side with Revo already that outpost.
Yeah, for Alpha 7, this is a good cut-in for them. RCB did weather the storm, though. 4 players of Enigma Galaxy, the same cannot be said. Looking like a steady oak on that game up until that moment. It really was a case that the bark on that tree was louder than their bite. Snowix now on the southwest side, trying to stay alive as long as possible. But RCB look for more names inside the lobby.
That's what they need to find that step up. They're only 2 points behind Blank, and they've closed that gap by 1. It could change around here. In the meantime, D+ Kia and the Vicious going toe-to-toe, and Nolbu's down. Chips and Fabian stand, but 3 players are in their way for the Vicious. They are on the surround. D+ Kia, the circle not going to force them out of this building just yet, but Nolbu re-knocked almost immediately. That could have been a flush, but the res came through on time. And the Vicious with Brenozen on the high ground. Gonna try and go in as 2, but Chips is ready for it. He spots the vault in and immediately sets him reeling down. Has been knocked. The player around the corner, Reyes, with the wall side, doesn't have the backup yet from Brenozen.
Chips is in. Looks to finish off these players. This looks like a good nade out the window. Burst perfectly. Another down and D+ after 3 eliminations, though Nolbu knocked on the top side. We'll go for the res now.
The south
circle.
On the circle, it is that south side shift, and Na'Vi have the hilltop that Enigma Galaxy should have been in possession of. You can see how much influence they have over the southeast edge, and if Enigma Galaxy had been able to win out that fight, it could have all been different here, but now RCB are champing at the bit to take that first place from them.
Alpha 7 up against Influence Rage. 2 Brazilian teams in the heat of battle here. 4MV, Doc takes down 1 from Team Spirit as they attempt to get in on that northwest side, but it's not meant to be. The wall is laid down, Na'Vi rolling through in the hovercraft. Carrillo hits the deck, and McGrellin now looks for the off angle. 1 down for Na'Vi, potentially able to piece this back together. Do Carrillo a favor from earlier in this match.
He was able to hold them all together. 4 players stayed alive because of him, and now the other 3 need to keep him in the fold. Lemon with suppression out, and Na'Vi have pulled the hovercraft into their toolkit. See if they can deliver on it like Incilio do. The nade on the bounce from Team Spirit takes down 4MV on the northwest side. In the meantime, they lose Nomi, but 3 players will play on.
Good arc on that nade coming through from Team Spirit. Takes down Baron. Be lording over any land on that side of the map now. In comes Alpha 7 though, rolling through in the vehicle. Has to send away, but 10 eliminations on the game for Alpha 7.
We've seen a lot of high elimination early games from individual teams right now, Blank. We haven't really seen that many times where that changes from these early games, from these mid games into a late game. And I think Alpha 7, they've got momentum here. This is a brilliant result. From the north side of prison, from the top of the prison hills on the south edge of it, there's a lot of control to be had. And if Na'Vi can't stop them, I don't think anyone else in this lobby can right now in this game either.
It's the first time that Alpha 7's really caught a little bit of luck, caught a little bit of momentum. I don't think they're going to let that go to waste at all. Snoix, final player, nades bobbling over the top, and all he can do is lie down in fear that if one of these nades connects, Enigma Galaxy goes out early and potentially RCB claims that top spot even further.
Finding that second elim on the game, RCB have now pushed themselves into the lead, but it is tenuous. It is a tiebreaker right now between these two rosters to decide that top spot. And we only have this match and 2 more to play. It is so down to the wire. Team Spirit, they only have 3 players. They lost one earlier on the northwest side in their fight with 4MV, but they're trying to roll down on the west edge now with D+ here ahead of them.
Wild down, Thunder Talk. RCB fairly split. Luckily, Loxy is there. Finds King. Another go down for Thunder Talk, and RCB is holding their own. Loxy, a rotating turret, but it's starting to look dire now. 2 players are down. Luckily, Silas is able to keep them in the running. Wild's fully out.
The veteran needs to be a sentinel now. Safeguard the rest of his team. The nade over the top doesn't quite connect. King could have gone down just there, but the first aid will come through because of it. Hwai, though, flushed away. AJ under pressure, and Silas once more. 3 points now earned for RCB as they lose Loxy and play on with 2. It's the veteran and the super sub now, Silas and Sarah.
Need to hold their own. They need more points off the back of this. If Snoix gets up to a top 5, it's looking dire for them. And RCB were in a good position, but they just let Thunder Talk flow on past them. Team Spirit's got a good idea of where this is all going down as well, and they open up with 1. Xing already taking a lot of damage. AJ attempting to move out, but I don't think Xing's long for this world.
AJ trying to dance around it, but it's a hailstorm sent to him by Silas. AJ does manage to dip 1 more spray set, but the last will connect. The reload there, and he's got the Bison. Plenty of ammo in the magazine here to find him. As the nade tries to push him back off the rock. The aggression here with the DBS stepping out wide, slowly taking down his health bar, and RCB have 6 points on the board on this match. 5 of them earned by the old champ himself, Silas.
Silas not dropping a beat here. One of the few veterans that is still fearsome into 2024. Chips moves forward from D+, assisting RCB's approach. A nade from Sarah. It's big. 1 goes down for Team Spirit. Matic left up, but more shots coming through. And RCB find 2 more. 8 elims on the game, but they've got D+ to deal with next.
The import from Japan having an impact here. Now the last to stand for them as Silas has been knocked and flushed. The roll around the side draws RCB's game to a close. But with 8 elims, a 6th place finish as well. They've got some placements there. Can Enigma Galaxy outlast this one? They don't have any points right now, but the placements start to rack up from this point in.
Really strong result from RCB. 8 eliminations, and they'll surely get some placement points off the back of that one. Not a lot, obviously. Enigma Galaxy needs a top 4. And they're likely to get it, actually. No one's really looking over towards Snoix. It really will depend on this next circle shift. If he holds him in, he can live out on that cliffside for a very long time. He's not peeking on into anything, and Alpha 7 would have to force their way over towards prison to clear him out. It's not worth their time, really. They have to deal with Na'Vi down towards that south side.
We were talking about the momentum that Alpha 7 have had. They have been a bit quieter now, struggling to get rid of SnowX. They need to keep that temperature up if they want to put more pressure onto this lobby. D plus Kia just continually moving around, and actually on the tables, with this circle shift, there's a threat waiting in the wings for both RCB and Enigma Galaxy. It's coming all the way from South Korea.
For D+, I mean, they played a good game. There have been some good rotations from D+ before. Enigma Galaxy took complete control of one of those rotations, but it was smart when they made it happen. Over on our angle. That nade might just spell doom here as SnowX is enveloped by the blue. Na'Vi steps back. The hovercraft creating a mobile wall for them.
Nades from Na'Vi as they tried to wrap around towards D plus Kia. Does connect on towards Void Donkey ID as they do manage to find that opener onto Vexy, but a lot of damage sent back their way. And there is a hold here for Void Donkey to be seen. Flip is super low. Last player for Na'Vi and Alpha 7 have mounted the hilltop here as well. The crossfire. McGrellan finds Potato. McGrellan finds Razor. Mafioso finds 6.
No way.
And both of these teams are getting pulled apart. D plus Kia wants a third party as well, but there's too little too late. Alpha 7 mop it up.
Zeta, the clutch maestro himself, another team walks in, but gets a bit of the fangs from Zeta. Alpha 7 now moving downwards. D+ gave a player just one elimination, but 14 elims right now for Alpha 7. A massive game to propel them forward.
And over the ridgeline, they will exert their control over this circle with 3 players left for them to take down. Enigma Galaxy, third place, by the way, Blank. We were talking about the points earned by RCB here, but if a second place is possible for SnowX, that's 6 points placement.
Snow in the name, and he's happy to play out in the cold. The northeast side, that'll keep him safe, and a third place, like you say, potential. A second place, likely. So wait for this next circle as it comes through. D+. Depends how quickly this team goes down, but they're waiting things out.
Two players on the north need to make their move. Alpha 7 have control of the high ground and of the ridgeline. They've got a lot of death crates to loot up around as well. Grab some more ordnance. Over towards the side of Mafioso, you can see he's starting to open up that side of the map. Keep it under control. SnowX knows he needs to strike out soon. The circle closing in 5 seconds, and it will push him away and into this fight.
Smart play from D+. They move closer towards prison. I think they realize that they cleared out a lot of the western edge. Eastern side must be mainly controlled by Alpha 7. So third team has to be hiding out in prison. So they angle themselves. You can see Chips constantly looking over to where SnowX is playing. Great place nade, but SnowX runs forward. Will have to hit the deck immediately, but he's alive.
A little bit spicy there. As the blue zone pushes him, he's going to need to go for the fight. Opened up, 2 players from the higher ground. D+ Kia on the side swipe. I don't think SnowX gets further than this, but Revo has a challenge sent his way with a hail of bullets. Takes him down to half HP. SnowX not completely out of it, but finally gets clocked, and it's Revo to get the point. 9 elims for D+ Kia, and they are into a second place. The top of the tables are not secure.
D+ taking a hell of an amount of damage. 16 now for the boys over on Alpha 7, and it's done and dusted. 18 elims for the Brazilian powerhouse. Relief on the team's face. They don't bow out in 13th.
I mean, you can see the faces of Alpha 7 rivaling the audience here, rooting them on. They realize how far down the leaderboards they